or fire! Join the stud club if you've got an eye for hard potatoes. Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Quiet day on the market, it seems. Quiet day on the market, it seems.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sightseal is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot, so Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today I change them. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better, to become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you...
This batch is only hours from the sea.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
I'm here to do my duty, which is hardly the same as adventuring.
Not in the mood for cheese.
So you mean to say we do not live a life of adventure? We don't do anything else all day long.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Two who voice their opinions with vigor when they differ. What else could I expect from mighty source hunters? Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a...
Batch is only hours from the sea.
Not in the
Well,
mood for
I can't say that I haven't.
a slice of this pie.
And I can't say that I have. I'm...
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. And riches are so very alluring. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right?
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree. I, for one, am content.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. Am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation... the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlong. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them. What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow. Sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your... Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five, and then by now the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlong. Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap! Your...
That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bag.
You're just hanging around the inn, aren't you?
This Fabulous Five business sounds too good to be true. I'm going to pass.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us?
All right, we'll do it your way.
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the... But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask... Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what?
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
I've got my eye on you,
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bag.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap gold. to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows. Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fryer.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Heavenly herring. Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Well, hello there.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fryer. Ain't straight. Ain't true. Arrows by the dozens. Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fryer.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
You there! No, scratch that. It is so much. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
So you're just hanging around again, are you?
The
Waiting for
excuse is
what?
more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to her?
Come
Well,
now,
fast
Alistair.
say I've got my
Sure you've met your match once or twice.
The closest I've got to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now.
Heavenly herring. Delicious dogfish. for a scrap of gold each.
Aaron has as many friends as the man.
Whatever happened to that?
So you're just hanging around again, aren't you?
Fresh haddock.
Waiting for what?
Perfect for a fry-up.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, if I said I've got my eye to my task.
I am a duke.
No better solution to the zombie problem.
See here. You and I. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right?
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Riches do not interest me much, actually.
Really? I wouldn't mind earning an extra penny here and there.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. And riches are so very alluring. Even so, my...
Tomatoes?
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree. I, for one, am content with my station.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed. That you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you. Ah, the fabulous... You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow. Sharp. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity. Of course, should you by now, the genial glow of the fellowship must work hard. For fit, of course.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
So you're just hanging around again, are you?
Fresh haddock.
This Fabulous Five business sounds too good to be true. I'm going to pass. I'm trying to get you out of a bad deal. Don't you see?
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is
We must think of our own futures. The Order of Source Hunters will not provide for us forever.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Made a big cheese on your brook with a wheel and a good shout. Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine.
No. We'll do as I...
Oh, how
Watch the
So you're
undead
just
quiver in
hanging
their
around
long
again, are you? Waiting for what?
Made a big cheese on your brook with a wheel and a good stuff.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, if I said I've got my eye on
Watch the undead quiver in their lonely boots.
tomatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what?
Oh, thank you, WDB.
Let us see if you can choose the
You
finest
think you
dream.
can speak that way to us?
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sicil is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. No, scratch that. It is so much more... Oh, it's not...
Excuses more holes than a slice of this fine golden.
I'm here to do my duty, which is hardly the same as adventuring.
So you mean to say we do not live a life of adventure? We don't do anything else all day long.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Two who voice their opinions with vigor when they differ. What else could I expect from mighty source hunters?
These on your front with a will and a good stuff.
Too bad your line of work comes with...
On the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice.
Riches do not interest me much, actually.
Really? I wouldn't mind earning an extra...
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it even so, my friend.
Will and a good stuff.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed. That you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. And that is exactly why I am here. Ah, you'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course. What? Now, of course. By now, work hard. Of course.
Join a guild. Better the world. Earn a lot of gold. Listen, we, the Terrific Two, will soon become a one-man act if you don't join the Fabulous Five.
Are you telling me this is not the most double-faced guy you ever met?
Very well. Have it your way.
Oh, how frightfully disappointing. How illogical and short-sighted of you. To deny the Fabulous Five. It is a crime.
I am a duke.
Fresh habit. Perfect for triumph. What's the undead quiver in that mouth and
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Fresh habit. Perfect for triumph.
Join the Stud Club if you got an eye for fine potatoes. Let us see if you can choose the finest dream.
Fresh habit. Perfect for triumph.
So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what?
Oh, thank you, WDB.
Oh,
Mention of it, gather three. The finest
I've got my
Side
eye
fields
on
ever
this
seen.
I am a duke.
Pay the big cheese on your broth with a whip. good stuff.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunt. No, scrap. Oh, it's not.
Sightseeing isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
For cheese? No excuses more holes than a slice of this fine almond bread.
So you're just hanging around again?
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Some could not, because they are professionals, not adventuring daydreamers.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Two who voice their opinions with vigor when they differ. What else could I expect from mighty source hunters?
Riches do not interest me much, actually.
Really? I wouldn't mind earning an extra penny here and there.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. Even so, my friend.
Around again, are you?
Hey, the
Waiting
big
for
cheese
what?
on your book with a wheel of the...
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree. I, for one, am content with my station.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed. That you have the minds of independence. And that is exactly why I am here. Ah, the fabulous five. How I enjoy simply saying you'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is...
Oh, my good man. Drink, you please.
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish!
Join a guild. Better the world. We must think of our own futures. The Order of Source...
I'm trying to get you out of a bad deal. Don't you see?
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish! Yours for a scrap gold!
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, if I can say it, I've got my eye.
Let's have it! Looking for a fryer!
No, we'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
than a slice of this fine...
Marvelous! Magnificent! Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business! Your first assignment... Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task. One of them, but you can get. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the fabulous... What more is there to say, my friend? Mendius, at your... They call the undead a problem.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
you're just hanging around again, are
Heavenly
you?
herring,
Waiting for
delicious
what?
dogfish. Yours for a scrap goldfish.
Oh, you can speak that way to us. Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Barry.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
On the move for cheese. The excuse is more holes than the size of this fine almanac.
Oh, my dear So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
Oh, thank you for leaving me be.
Oh, no, that's oh, you can well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
I dare say.
Join the fun club if you've got an eye for bargain,
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Oh, my goodness.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Concerns myself.
what's the undead swimmer in their zombie
So you're just hanging around again, are you?
Aaron has
Waiting
as
for
many
what,
friends as the man with many cheeses.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Barry.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Not the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than the size of this fine. Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what, exactly? Oh,
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap
I've
goldfish.
got my eye on you, Barry.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap goldfish.
So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for
The
what,
excuse is
exactly?
more holes than the size of this fine almanac.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Barry.
Be the big cheese on your block
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap gold.
Made a big change on your road with a wheel of the good stuff.
No better solution to the story problem.
How fares your first quest, hero? You're to hunt down the automaton in the cave, remember? Oh, I had so hoped I could join you on this death-defying quest. But alas, it is my task to stay behind. They call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the...
Join the Sky Club if you got an eye
You
for
can
farm
speak that way to
potatoes.
us. Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let us see if you can
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap gold each.
watch the undead swimmer in their moldy boots.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold
So
each.
you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what?
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Corbin land. Made a big change on your block with a wheel and a good Please do
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
The closest I've got to my matches when I linger up along while writing my fine.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
Oh, thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him. Tell me. You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. see, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name.
I've got to 9 batches when I leave.
There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that.
By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicil hinterlands.
Alistair, have you
Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, more than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain. There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thalron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow.
met your match once or twice?
Ha! The closest.
You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the dark. It ain't natural. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this side of the law. I suspect an illegal source, artifact, or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Sicil, I don't have the authority to interrogate him.
Seem like this
Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker than splints and tonics. A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. Why, hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say. Well, you know the old expression, 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now, and the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up trio of sauce hunters.
Fortune? These days are lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
A fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the...
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable against this wicked magic. Welcome aboard, Medora.
That's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius shaking.
Alistair, surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to 9 matches when I linger over long while fighting my fight.
Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than Saffron's, I dare say. They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have. Like our noble Captain Aureus before. I am the Duke of Ferrell. Though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Chancellor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm.
Whatever happened to that eager imbecile we sent to the Lord Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
A source hunter? I'd like to report some dark magic. Only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's
Been at the King Crab nearly 10 years now, personally. Seen every character you can imagine, from bums to wizards, passed through these doors for a pint and a place to rest.
the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom?
I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream has been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of exactly what happened. Though that's the question, isn't it? What exactly did happen? We all thought it was Esmeralda who checked into that room, and the Duke that followed her in.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long
I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared that she was visiting one of the lodgers. Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open, but I was paralysed with fright. A source hunter? I'd like to report some... I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive, though I was washing... Lucky for the perpetrators,
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank when I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in. Been the king crab's foremost patron ever since.
Fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge.
Fortune! Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair.
A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive. and that was more than anybody else could say.
Match one sword twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to nine patches when I linger over long while lighting my
So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind, and in that regard, there is no one like Maxine.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the north?
Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her whiskers, the subtle palette of dyes in her sable coat. She's one of a kind, that cat. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I had serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed.
Tell me, Alistair.
By all means.
Fabled wizard of Hunter's
People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do test them. I mean, they're so unnatural, aren't they? Cats can have 9 lives, but humans are only entitled to 1. Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Sank Walrus Willie's boat right from under him. Best anchovy fisher in the world he was. A loss to us all.
Come now, Alistair. Surely
That
I've met your
purring
match
sound.
once or twice.
Mind control vibrations, I'm sure. Don't be seduced, comrades.
Oh, careful
Sorry,
now.
Medora.
Your head's
I
growing
didn't
more
mean to
swirly
frighten
saffrons,
you.
I dare say.
Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. She likes me. I know she by all means.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
What have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still then, if you don't mind. I want to take a good long look at the so-called savior of Sicile. Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face... quite classical, isn't it? Statuesque, some might say. Yes, smooth and sturdy as marble, yet fine as a chisel's edge. And my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but I dare say, can it be? You're exactly the person. I am Anna, jewel in the crown that is the fabulous 5. I've cut 1,000 throats, and baked 1,000 bread rolls, stolen the crown jewels of the Queen of Arata, and, with my pockets full, helped her reach enlightenment. When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the heavens to make space for my formidable collection of designer slippers. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete. Except that, much to my dismay, I had as yet to find the companion to whom my heart so clearly calls. But then, Source Hunter, you wandered into this tavern, and I am most certain that I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like existence itself lacked a significant component? Like if you could only fill a certain void, could connect with... I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, Source Hunter. Come, if ever we are to be united, we must truly entwine our fates. We must... Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, we'll explore the boundless realm. So you've joined up. You've sworn to share in our adversity and our bounty alike. Oh, I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment at fantastic in-house. Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Fabulous Five must face. Well, never fear. I have everything you need. Ah, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the here and now. Well, you are a member of the eminent. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come, come, I have everything you need. Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fate?
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the distance. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential adventurers guild by SideQuest Monthly, 3 years running. Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spots, and your career in the Fabulous Five will meet a most unsavory end. You'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in their licks. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse me of stealing the spotlight, you see. Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time. Though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to handle a few skeletons.
Pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink if you'd be so kind.
By Alistair the Great!
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom.
How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business, and anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already. So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You'd better leave me undisturbed, or my emotions might just bubble over. You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being
Wrongs, I dare say.
Zimbladorix! That! Ha! Quite under my spell, aren't you? Yes, my enfriending charm never fails. Me? You mean you don't recognize me? Well, you... Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But it's a strange world we live in, isn't it? A strange and magical world, full of wonders and regionis regentum. Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out indeed, if I'm as good as they say I am. You'll have sprouted a pair of long purple ears in the next hour. Ah, how I do love a tasty aubergine in summertime.
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round or three, so what'll it be? Have a seat and stay a while.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been offering the weary travellers of Sicil drink and rest for nearly 2 decades now, but the King Crab's older than that by a long shot.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over...
All you see before you is the manifestation of my great-grandpappy Horatius Dungeness's noble vision. Beer and naps for everyone. No questions asked. Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. But with spirits high and liquor flowing like it is tonight, it seems the crab may just come out of that pinch. Psst. Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exactly great for business, you know.
We sent to the Northern Cave.
That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman, though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. This inn isn't in the business of asking many questions, if you know what I mean. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this were just more at same.
Tell me, Alistair.
I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. Counsellor and her visitors.
Ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpappy's machete, bleary-eyed. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, Whoever done it has escaped through the window. But I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than a jackrabbit after that.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger overlong while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffron's, I dare say.
Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say anything, but Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Ferrol, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend it.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realise that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm. Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it up. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. I am the Duke.
Watch out! I smell.
Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Dinosaur's gone.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course. This time.
Traveller, and may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings comfort and cradle you. Tell me, have you yet heard the revelation?
Tell me, have you ever had
What? You mean you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one who has, as yet, been lost. Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. By following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way, we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars that twinkle within the goddess's right eye. from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the goddess, where all living souls are naturally inclined. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life, but that through her methods we could ascend to greater life in service of the goddess. For this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend. Through there, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddess's ecstasy, her one way. Go on the path to the righteous, my friend. Forget not that the conduit has great plans for you.
He says he's an immaculate. But I thought they'd been banished after the death of the Source King.
Immaculate. Haven't heard of their kind, but I don't like the sound of them.
Glorious to see you once more, fair friend. I hope you've given some thought to my revelation. I think only of your eternal soul, after all.
Careful now. Your head's burning with swirling saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Go on the path.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
The closest I've got to my match is when I linger at the long while lighting my pipe.
Hold! Our enemies have lain a trap.
This swill is disgusting. The folks in Hunter's Edge make the best whiskey in Rivellon.
Careful now, that's a trap.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
It was Esmeralda who killed Councillor Jake, but I didn't see her here the night of the murder.
Meet your demise!
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
trap nearby? See the white light!
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?